Republican through and through, but I'm also finding that sometimes to get things through, it's not working that way. But we have to get things passed. And if we can't get things passed, then we have to go a different route. But we have to get things passed.
That is the kind of week that we have had. Donald Trump confirming that he's a Republican. When was the last time that you had to have the sitting U.S. president tell and clarify exactly what party that he is in? What does that tell us about the wild ride that has been this week? The panel is back with me. All right, you all humored me. Thank you. In sending me what you thought was the biggest headline of the week and why. Kevin, Hillary Clinton's book tour is the biggest headline of the week, says the Republican, but also what she didn't say maybe in the book. Why?
Well, it's everyone else's fault. She has clearly learned nothing from the 2016 election. Some of that is understandable, but then you think about it for a second and you realize Mitt Romney didn't do that, John McCain didn't do that, Bob Dole didn't do that. On the other side, John Kerry and Al Gore both did. But she has learned absolutely nothing from this. And the biggest, actually, I think the biggest story of the week is that the entire Democratic 2020 field has embraced Medicare for all.
You're jumping on someone else's headline.
Yeah, whoa.
A huge tax increase.
I did not share my notes. Segue to David. You think the most important headline of the week is the spoiler alert, pie in the sky, never going to happen when the Republicans control Congress vote on a health care plan by Bernie Sanders.
Never going to happen when Republicans control Congress.
That's what I said.
That's true.
Why is that the biggest headline of the week?
I see we had two Democrats crossing in the wind. Hillary Clinton relitigating the past. Bernie Sanders staking out the next battle for the future. He got 16 co-sponsors on a universal health care bill.
Yeah, showing the left going further and further left.
Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, Kirsten Gillibrand, all potential 2020 candidates. They know where the party's moving. They know where the country's moving. I think the country is moving to the left on health care. But also by evidence by the Republicans' inability to repeal Obamacare. I think those two things together show you where the debate is moving, and you're going to have a big debate on universal health care going into 2020.
Steve, you say it has nothing to do with either of those. No. It actually has to do with the hurricane. And with the hurricane, you actually see some good news in it.
Yes, I'm going to bring light to a world of woe here.
You're never allowed back on State of America then, buddy.
The president's extraordinary leadership in bringing all of these assets to the ravaged areas before that hurricane hit, coordinated all of this with state government and local government. Credit has to go where credit's due. But you know what was exciting about what happened down there? We saw America come together. We saw no matter what ethnicity, religion, whatever, everyone came together as Americans to help each other. So that, I think, is a headline story. And kudos to the president for the way he handled it.
And the reason you get last is because you couldn't decide, Keith Boykin. It was either between Donald Trump's deal with the Democrats or Donald Trump's war on a sports network. How are those two even competing for biggest headline?
It's a long story, but I just want to respond to him and answer my question. Because the day after Donald Trump created this unity moment that you said about the hurricane, he goes off and he attacks crooked Hillary. He's all over the map. He can't stay focused. And the biggest issue for me, I think, is the fact that the President of the United States is out there attacking people. He's attacking the ESPN network and attacking Jamel Hill, a sports journalist, because he can't stay focused.
May I ask one question?
No, the president there was one moment in the campaign I just want to go back to, because he mentioned relitigating the campaign, when they asked the debate whether Donald Trump has the discipline to be a good president. The answer we see this week, the answer we've seen for the past 8 months, is no. He has no discipline.
One question. Keith, could you see any good the man did, the president of the United States did during that hurricane? Any good at all?
Of course. He's the president. Okay. He did his job. That's what the president is supposed to do. But you're not supposed to go and then start divisive wars on Twitter the day after.
Well, that's a matter of interpretation. I think he did a great deed.
You can't ask for
and
unity
he unified this country.
And then start attacking
he brought the country together at that moment in time.
Well, you can only ask for so much. Okay, so what does this all teach us? Seriously, all of these headlines, what does this tell us? What is the lesson learned about where Washington is right now?
Divided.
We'll be right back here next week.
And they need to maybe take a cue from us. We could speak about these things civilly and with respect and get something done.
But also, it's sad that it's only a disaster. Only a terrible disaster is something that can unite Americans, to your point.
Well, that's Trump, so.
Well, I'm talking about the natural disasters that were.
Natural disaster called State of America. Thanks, guys. Great to have you. Day 239 of President Trump's administration. That's the State of America tonight. We will see you back here favorite words of the week next week. See ya.